Hi everyone, Mili here, the co-founder of Moom Health, and welcome to another episode of Take Care with Moom. Today we are chatting with Jane Chuck, a global fashion icon and the founder of Chucks, Mother Chuckers, and Heyjiao. In this episode, we deep dive into her journey as an entrepreneur across multiple fields, navigating motherhood, and her ability to stay relevant in the fashion and beauty world despite her changing roles. We hope you enjoy this episode as much as we did. Hello and welcome to Take Care with Moom. Of course, we have Jane over here, but we wanted to start this off with a very
Hi, Jane.
Hello. Hello.
But we wanted to start this off with an anecdote that is really an anecdote between Maya and I, but it's about you.
An anecdote about you.
Yes.
That doesn't.
So
I guess it kind of involves
yeah,
you.
when
Okay.
we first launched Moom, we had come up with a bucket list of people like, okay, these are the creators we need to work with, whatever. Maya and I knew like very little about Malaysia, but the only thing we knew was Jane Chuck.
Really?
Like, literally.
Bright lights, action, everything was like Jane Chuck in our minds.
And so we were on Instagram once and you had posted about de-bloat. And we were
yes,
like,
yes,
oh my
yes.
gosh,
And we hadn't
how?
sent it to you.
And we were like, Maya literally texted me immediately, shut up. Look who just posted.
It was like in the group chat.
Text the team.
Oh my
We were like, who got her address? Like, how did she get it? And we were like, no clue. And I think we deduced it was Bella.
Yes.
Bella
I
Kwan.
think
So
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you, Bella.
Yeah.
Shout out
But
to Bella.
that was like such a pinch me, like, oh my God, Jane Chuck knows who
I mean,
our
it's
brand is.
such a good product.
If she doesn't know who we are, she knows who our brand is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was our like pinch me moment, but also I think it goes very well into kind of the start of this conversation, which is, to us, and I think to much of the world, to be honest, you are truly like this OG,
Yes,
creator.
the OG.
Not only a creator, like a tastemaker, an entrepreneur, the list truly goes on. And so I think that's really where we want to start the conversation.
I mean, we have a ton of questions for you, but we just wanted to start off with this fact that, okay, obviously you have been in the influencer KOL game forever. How
Yes,
have you
kinda.
stayed relevant this whole entire time?
To be honest, because I think I'm very curious with a lot of things. So I just don't stop there. So I tried DJ. Do you guys know I'm a DJ too?
Oh my gosh. Wait, I thought your sister was a DJ.
So I was a DJ before her.
Classic sister copying
So,
sister.
so back then when I was like 20, when was my first gig? It's probably like 2021. So I always loved music. So I started from blogging since I was 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at one point, I really took this seriously when I was 17, where everything just started. Like people actually think blogging is a thing.
Yeah.
Because back then when people talk about blog, they just think like, I have no idea what it is. Right. And then I'm probably one of the first bloggers.
For sure.
And then slowly, I was like thinking, I need to do something else. I want to try something different. So I love music, which is why I went into DJ. This is something probably like people forgot about it.
Yeah.
If you find me
Jane
on
is
Instagram,
DJing the
Google
next
it.
Moon party.
Yeah.
Featuring Jane.
I forgot how to DJ.
Wait, what was your DJ name?
It's just Jane Chuck.
Oh.
Yeah, the same thing. So you can still Google. I still have the image there.
DJ Jane Chuck.
So I think how I stay relevant because at one point, they don't really hire, like when you get invitation to events, back then, bloggers or influencers are not like the top list.
Yeah.
So back then I was thinking, okay, what can I do? Maybe I should just start my DJ journey. And people start booking me as a DJ.
At these
For-
events
for
too.
fashion events.
Yeah.
So that is how I tap into fashion as well.
Wow.
I love fashion.
Yeah.
And this is another reason why people actually would invite me
Right.
into that event to
Like
spin for the
beyond
event.
just like being a blogger, you also
it was
bring.
fun because
Yeah.
it's fun to see everyone just like cook into your music, and after the whole DJ thing, I was like, okay, maybe I want to do something else. Before even getting into busy business, I actually opened a cafe with my best friend.
Oh
so
my gosh.
everyone wants to have a cafe, which is also why it became relevant because I think back then, 10 years ago, the coffee industry is not as big. People are still drinking Starbucks and stuff. And we also ride on that height.
Yeah.
And then we actually learn how to
So
do coffee and stuff.
For everybody listening, this is Heyjiao.
No, this is
different
this is
business.
Space.
Oh, Space.
Project Space.
Does anybody know what Project Space was?
I'm sure everyone knows.
Everybody probably does.
Oh my god. It did well for the first year and then it did very bad.
Equity is hard.
Would you say you're quite a risk taker?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I failed many businesses.
Right.
Like my first cafe is definitely a failure. But I won't think it's a failure because I learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
Through that. And then I opened the second one. I found like different like partners. Also didn't work because of the location. So every time I fail something, I really learn something.
I mean, I think as like fellow entrepreneurs, and this is for your information, this is Mili and my first venture into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So Moom is like the first thing we've ever really, really done. I think it's like very inspiring to hear from others who are like, continue to try because yes, again, if you fail, like that's not the end of the world. At least you're learning something from it.
And I think your perspective is very fresh because in my head, if we fail, like my life is over.
Yeah.
I'm like dead, done. There's nothing left in me.
Yeah.
No, because I feel like that is how, going back to the question, like how I stay relevant. So I have a lot of things ongoing.
Yeah.
Which is why people constantly remember me because I was doing DJ, I was opening like a cafe, and then I have like this skincare business, and then it's like every few years I have something.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
true.
also part of the reason
Yeah,
why.
like continuing to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like to learn things through the things I create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing. I have one quick question before we move on from this. Where does Chuck come from? The name Chuck.
Okay. So back then, this is when I was 14. And I give you a refresh. Okay, something I haven't shared. Maybe I shared it before, but maybe it's not online. When I was 14, I sell contact lenses from China.
Oh my gosh. So you've been an entrepreneur.
You were born an entrepreneur.
Since like 14, 15,
Since the
right?
age of 10.
So I have these like contact lenses that enlarge your eyes. So back then it was a trend, you know.
Yeah.
And I was one of the first few who had it because my dad used to be in China and then he can bring back some stocks for me.
Okay.
So I was wearing these like really big lenses that looks like the Chucky doll.
Oh my god, the Chucky doll.
Yeah, the Chucky doll. You know, right? So my friends is like, oh my god, you wear this, you look like the Chucky doll. I'm like, oh
my
I don't hate it. It's quite cute. So I made it to my nickname, Chuck K. Chuck K, it was my very first OG blog name.
Okay.
Oh. And then the Chuck stayed.
I don't hate it, but I'm not gonna use it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was 14, right?
Yeah.
So how I had it, because my Chinese name is K.
Okay.
So Chuck K is easy
Makes
line.
sense,
That makes
yeah.
sense. And it's easy to Google.
Yeah.
My name. So that's
wow.
one
So
of the
it's
reasons why-
when
That's
Mother
how
Chuckers
Chucks came
launches
in.
their vintage line, it's gonna be Chuck
Chuck
K.
K.
It's
No.
gonna be
Chuck K.
old school.
I'm gonna kill that name forever because I'm like,
Bring it
oh
back.
my god,
This
it's so.
podcast is bringing
I mean, I was
back Chuck
14. I was 14.
I know, wow.
I was thinking something.
That's
I was actually building an IP.
she had a plan all along, and I think
Yeah.
truly like who you are. You're this like multi-hyphenate entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's like and clearly you have been since the age of 14.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I think, you know, something that really stands out to Maya and I when we think of you is like, not only do you run one successful business, and we're talking present day, you run like, I don't know, 5 successful businesses. And Maya and I mean, running Moom, I feel like, I'm like, if somebody asks me to like brush my hair, it's a little too much sometimes. So how are you running a whole nother business? But I think specifically, how have you like done all of this?
I have really good partners. I wouldn't take credits for myself. So I have like for Chucks, I have Mandy to do the creative directing, and then I start pulling from one businesses. I kind of know like what people I need instead of like just working with the people who have the same vision. Sometimes you need to like expand your vision a bit. So I work with a lot of different people. Like for Hijau, I have partners who actually run Neko Neko.
Yeah.
So they are the main guys when they come. So I was like, okay, for like matcha, I want to go for like the real good matcha in Malaysia, right? So we work with Neko Neko. So they are also
in the
partners
business.
for our business. So for them, Hijau is like a sideline,
Right.
Yeah.
a more like
A fun.
casual. It's very different from their brand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for them, it's a good way to like also try different creative part of making matcha.
Right.
So we do a lot like very fun drinks
Yeah.
that Neko Neko might not do.
Might not
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
right. Because they're more like a traditional
They also do like fun drinks, but I think their price point is probably more like the higher side.
Right.
Yeah.
So ours is like kind of more mass, I would say.
Yeah.
And then for like Chucks, I have Mandy who does all the creative stuff. So when we started, it's only like 3 of us. My product manager, which is in Korea, she's Hina. And then I have Mandy. Mandy came after I had the whole branding thing.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, even before I started, I was like, I don't think I can do this alone.
Yeah.
I think I would die. Because I have like my blogging stuff ongoing, right? Influencer stuff. So Mandy was helping me on my influencer stuff. So she does like some of the creative stuff.
Interesting.
You know, when we do like ads or like campaigns. So she's the one helping me to shoot, right? So Mandy used to shoot my stuff. And then I was just telling her, I think she was just thinking like if she should go back to like Melbourne or if she want to stay in KL. So I kind of made her stay. So maybe you want to try this with me.
Yeah.
Because I think we have like the similar synergy.
Yeah.
And from then we really learn a lot about building a business. It's not only making the brand nice, it's a lot like the back end stuff.
Yeah.
Until today, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So until today, right?
100%.
So if I have an advice, if you want to learn things, just start business.
No, honestly,
yes.
It's like the best. Millie and I always joke. I think starting a business is like the best MBA possible.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to go to school if you can start a business.
Yeah.
Because you're learning everything that it's going to take to like run something. Okay,
Truly.
maybe still go to school.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Stay in school, kids.
Stay in school. No, because I'm a dropout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Main thing because my family wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really want to spend that money. And
Yeah.
I was like thinking maybe I should just focus on my influencer stuff. Maybe I
Right.
can make some money and then try different businesses. I'm always like wanted to try a lot of different things. Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
like for people listening, let's say someone is like interested in starting a business.
Yeah.
It seems like with all of your businesses, you have been very strategic about finding the right partners,
Yeah.
right? So even, I mean, if I were to say I wanted to start a cafe, I would feel so nervous to reach out to another brand that maybe is like doing really well, like Nico Neko, right? Like how have you gone about finding those partners and those people in each and every one of the businesses that you run? Right? Like if someone is new to entrepreneurship, where do they start?
I think you have to really know, besides a good idea, you have to know what can you bring to the table, right? The partner who is investing their time into this business, you have to be a part of this as well. It's just like, I have a good idea, come and, let's work it out. I can't just do that, right? Because
100%.
we are spending their time, we are spending their efforts. So this is something that we all need to know, like what we are good at. So when we start a conversation, we know like what we can bring to the table, and then what is lack of.
So what would you say in like, I mean, all of your business? Let's take Chuck's Beauty as an example. Is like your role, like your superpower in these businesses, and like. Walk us through like an hour by hour day in the life of Jane running Chuck's Beauty. Because I think if we get into everything, we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
You have like different.
I know.
Yeah.
I think for Chuck's, I do most of like I do some of the sales marketing part. But mainly when I started Chuck's, I'm more like the face of Chuck's.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, right? Because it's the most expensive thing to spend on.
Yeah.
So I have a head start because I have a
100%.
lot of followers. So that is one of my main thing. But I think another thing that I have to be very honest about is I have to stay relevant until my brand can stand alone at itself, right?
Yeah.
So I still need to create a lot of content about my brand. I still need to talk to people. Still using a lot of time to like chat with my internal team on how to do marketing because they see things differently. And I work with brands. And also now I am a brand to work with other influencers. So sometimes I still need to remind them like, okay, this is how things should work. Day to day, I actually have a lot because sometimes I still do my influencers. I still have to go shoots, right? So if I have
you also do live streaming, so it's like you have a lot of things that you do.
You also are a mom.
Let's do a quick like day in the life of Jane.
In the morning.
What time do you wake up?
8, 9 sometimes. Because I actually work until very late. So I need my sleep. And then because now actually my baby is not staying with me. is with my mom.
Okay.
Because my house, I haven't moved yet.
Yes,
so I can't move my baby with me. So every morning, I go to work out and then I go see my baby.
Okay.
And then I won't say every morning I work out lah. That would be a lie.
Most mornings.
Maybe once or twice.
And
twice in a week.
What sort of workout are you going to?
I go strength training.
Okay.
And now I'm into like this mega reformer thing.
Oh my God, I can't do that.
Megaformer.
Yeah, megaformer.
Millie's into that.
I'm into that.
I'm scared
Right?
of it.
Yes.
Should try. It's
too
not
scared.
bad. It's hard.
I'm
Don't
too
scare
scared.
it. Just get used to it. So morning, I probably work out, or I would actually plan my shoots in the morning.
Okay.
Then I go see my baby, have lunch, and then go back to the office to check out. If I have events, usually events is either in the evening. So after that, I will go to event, or if not, I go home, or I will prep for my live stream.
Right.
Yeah.
And
For
how
Jam. Yeah.
many times a week are you live streaming?
Okay, so now I actually, for Jam part, I only do once a month. After
Right.
that, I can't do it every day.
Yeah.
I would die. Yeah, so for now, once a month.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what time are you going to bed?
One.
That's
So
late.
I'll be on my bed 11, and then I start scrolling.
And then
Okay.
And then
Probably
the
like
scrolling
She is a
one-
human. She scrolls too.
I scrolls a lot. I have to scroll because I need to know what's happening.
That's
right?
so
That's
true.
true.
Yeah, I can't because
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
you have to be relevant. You can't just ask someone to tell you how to
That's-
be
no, it's
relevant.
true,
You have to
it's
really
true.
scroll. So I scroll a lot TikTok. I'm not active on TikTok, but I scroll a lot. Yeah.
And I guess now being parents,
Yeah.
like you have chosen to a certain extent, share a little bit about
Yeah.
your son and like, your
Yeah.
life. I think it was very interesting to just hear that like currently your son's not staying with you.
Yeah.
To me, that feels like, whoa, that's cool, but also like
Different.
different.
Yeah, very
It's a very
different.
like bold
Yeah.
move. So I guess, when it comes to that, and so many parents today who have been in like the internet world are not necessarily comfortable with sharing their child, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see people putting hearts on their kid's face
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So again, was that a conversation that the two of you had together that like, yes, it's just natural for us to share our kid because like
Yeah.
it's another milestone or, and yeah, I guess
I think
talk us through
one
that.
thing that we actually agree on is like, even though we share our baby or we have a baby account, we don't put a personality for that baby. Like I won't say,
Right.
hey, I'm August,
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
this food because I have no idea what he like, right?
Yeah.
So I just like, it's a very parental view for this baby account. It's
Yeah.
not like, I am August. I'm
Right.
not cosplaying my son,
Yeah.
Right.
which is damn weird for me.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Everyone has their. I
yeah.
guess.
So I don't do that. But it's fine if some people want to do it.
Yeah.
Because for me, I can't.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. But my husband, he's okay. Like he don't mind if I share or not share.
Yeah.
It feels
doesn't
like
really
it's
have-
quite like a natural.
Yeah, it's a
thing
very
for the
natural
both
thing.
of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't overthink things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, like I say, it depends on the parents. If you want to like put heart shape on your baby face, that's up to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
it's
of
your
course.
choice, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't judge.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, as two women who
Mm.
want to have kids eventually, like, and of course, Moon being a women's health
Yeah.
brand, like, we want to get into the meat and bones of what it means to have a child, and
Yeah.
like, we want to walk through your whole journey with
Yeah.
you, right? So, starting from the day you got pregnant, or was it really easy? Was this a long process? Was this
It
something
was
you
a
were
long
thinking-
process. We
Okay.
actually tried for 3 years.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have no idea what's wrong. We went to like clinics, we went to doctors,
Mm,
and everything was fine.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like PCOS problem or he
Yeah.
doesn't have any problems. It's probably stress, I think.
yeah.
Because I was
From
starting my
running
brand, right?
20
From
businesses.
running, yeah.
Right.
From ruling Malaysia.
Yeah. I have no idea. So I'm like, when I got pregnant, we were trying to figure out what
changed?
what changed. The only thing that changed is not really changed, and I think it's an additional member that we had was our new dog. We have another baby,
Oh my
Jiro.
God.
So after he came in, and then I got pregnant, I think 3 months later. So
Well, Maya and I
So I'm like,
both have
what?
dogs, and they're sister dogs as well.
Yeah.
And I literally swear that having a dog is basically free therapy.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
who else greets you with so much kindness the minute you walk into the door?
Right.
Like, whether you're
No
gone for
matter
2
what.
minutes or 2 hours, the
Yeah.
greeting is the same.
Yeah, I think maybe that helped.
Yeah.
reduce the stress.
I guess it's very interesting to hear you were trying for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not necessarily something
Yeah.
you've shared
Yeah.
online. During those 3 years, like, how were you taking care of your mental health, knowing that, I'm sure it was very difficult to keep having negative tests or not being able to conceive. Was that really hard on your mental health? How did you go about handling that?
I was quite chill, to be honest. I was like, maybe I was quite busy, so I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, we just try. If it doesn't happen, we actually wanted to do IVF if I didn't get pregnant last year.
Okay.
But for me, sometimes I feel like it's just luck, and maybe your body knows.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think a big part of it
Yeah.
is your body knowing.
I think your body knows.
And stress and
Yes.
like being calm about the whole experience.
yeah.
I think, it seems like what we've heard from so many people is
Yeah.
like that's such a part of this
Yes.
journey.
Well, I think a big part of our jobs is like speaking to so many practitioners too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
We speak
yeah.
to naturopaths, we speak to nutritionists, we speak to gynecologists.
Yes.
And the number one thing all three say consistently is how big of a role stress plays in
Yes.
fertility.
Yes.
Right? Like
yes.
in your fertility health, both for men and women,
Yes.
like stress can actually play a role in the way
Yeah,
your body
yeah.
works. And it sounds like a simple thing, right? Having a dog changed
Yeah.
everything. And it maybe to some that sounds a bit silly, but it honestly
yeah.
could have
Could
been
be,
the
yeah,
solution,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it does de-stress. It
Yeah.
does like help you.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting hearing that.
Yeah. But I have to ask, as a female founder who I'm kind of at the age where, like, yes, I want to have a kid maybe in the next year or two, thinking about it. My husband and I have talked about it, but something that I always go back to is like, how can I be a good mom and still be a great founder and like super involved with the business? We're still at the stage where like Maya and I are very involved in the day-to-day still. Yes, our team is definitely growing, but and then how can I make sure that like, but I can still be that mom that, yeah, I want to like take a confinement break and like have time with my kid. And like, I feel like you talk to moms and they're like, that time goes by so fast. Like be there. Your kid grows up so fast. So what would you say is kind of like your advice or your experience trying to juggle both? And like, can you be the best founder and the best mom at the same time?
You can never, like, even like you do anything, there's someone there who'll tell you you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
So just do your best.
Yeah.
Right? Like for me, I will just take out like my weekends for my baby. At least that's a way that I can actually really just have this alone time with him.
Yeah.
Because my day-to-day basis is really like busy. And then probably when I go back to see him, he's probably sleeping. But I still see him every day.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to actually prioritize different things. You can't do everything at once.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did tell to my team, like, once I have a child, I'll probably come into the office lesser.
Yeah.
And they're okay with it.
Yeah.
But I need to make sure I still come in
Of course.
and then still watch what's everyone doing to kind of know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before even having my baby, I actually make sure like everyone is okay to do their thing even without me. Because
Yeah.
I can't be there 24/7
Yeah.
and micromanaging everyone.
Yeah.
So they are very used to not have me coming into the picture.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
And then they
you're-
just come here and show me like, okay, is this approved?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah.
like taking it.
I think communication is
Yeah.
very important
Yeah.
to like your team or your partners.
Yeah.
I think even just acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be the best at
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
you can.
And everyone's gonna make
Yeah.
mistakes. Like
Yeah. You can only be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's true.
I was listening to another podcast, the founder of, or the co-founder of like Skims and all these brands. Her name
Yeah.
is Emma Greed. She's like a
Yes.
crazy entrepreneur
Yes, yes,
lady
yes.
Yes.
who is also amazing. But she was talking about how she takes like her life as seasons. And like, she's like, take it like summer, spring, fall, winter. She's like, in the spring, I am the best founder I
Yeah.
can be. But she's like, I'm a shit mom. Like, I'm not a great mom because I don't have the time. Like, I can't do
Yeah.
everything. And then she's like, but I know summer is a time where my kids are home. Like, I'm going to spend time with
Yeah.
them. I want to travel with them. I want them to have experiences. So that's the season that I really focus on
Yeah.
my family. And then like similarly, winter,
I think
whatever.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really interesting way of thinking
Yeah.
about it, that you don't have to be able to do everything all at once. You just need to like make the time for it.
Yeah, you have to make do on some
exactly.
certain
And
things,
it's okay to not be able to do everything. So that's something that like I always kind of go back to. But I know in one frame of mind, I'm like, yeah, the team will be like completely fine without me. They don't really need me. And then on the other hand, I'm like, oh, but will everything break down? We'll go bankrupt and we'll die.
The fear is there.
Yeah, you still have to like communicate. Like even though you can't be at the office, Zoom calls,
exactly.
Be on WhatsApp, be reachable.
100%.
I guess like going back to it sounds like you sort of prepped the team in your 9-month pregnancy. Like once you got pregnant, okay, we know it took a while to get there. Now you're pregnant. You're like, okay, now I need to start preparing for my life as a mom, right?
Yeah.
So in that like roughly 1 year, 9 months, whatever, however long it took, what were some of the things that like you changed in your life? Obviously, like one that's always big to people is like you don't eat sushi and you don't drink alcohol and things like that. But being that this is a Moon podcast and we're always interested in the health of and wellness aspect of things, what were some things you changed in your life like during that pregnancy that maybe have carried on to today, or even that it just like really changed your life?
I do take supplements very like seriously because I feel like I don't know, I had a good pregnancy because I think I do take supplements throughout. So maybe that is one of the I don't have like a before after
of course.
kind of experience, but it's something that I was always doing it. Maybe that helped. And also I feel working out is also important. Having like your muscles to actually support you, that's very important. After carrying like babies are heavy, you know. And then I think throughout I feel like you actually really think of time. You think even more.
Okay.
Because I do need to spend my time wisely.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like every single hour
counts.
Counts. Now I have to really pre-plan a lot of things. Everything that is not on my calendar, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess like now, you know, everything happens. Your baby, I don't know how your like delivery was. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your delivery if you don't mind sharing. I'm curious.
A very chill delivery. It's
chill
on my YouTube.
Chill
it's very
is the
chill.
theme of Jane's life.
Because I already planned out my delivery. I know that I'm not gonna go natural because I have a lot of things planned out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know when the baby is gonna come out.
Yeah.
But that's my choice. Like everyone can do it differently. Because for me, I don't like the whole I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
So I went to watch a lot of like C-section videos. I kind of know what are they cutting. I'm like, I kind of know already. So when I went in, I'm like, okay, they need to start jabbing you like the spinal.
Yeah, your epidural.
Yeah, epidural spinal. And then I was quite chill. I just asked the doctor, oh, okay, what's the difference with spinal and epidural? So apparently it's a mix. And I actually know that because a lot of people went into C-section, they thought they are not breathing.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
why they had a lot of like the mothers who had a very bad C-section experience because they didn't know that because once your body is like paralyzed, right, you can't feel yourself breathing, but you are actually breathing.
Right.
So they got panicked.
Yeah.
I read about that. So I'm like,
wow.
okay, I know this is gonna happen.
So you would rather be like that very educated,
Yeah.
You know exactly like
What's
in
happening.
control of everything.
Yes.
Okay.
In the same way you've like planned your calendar out, you're like, I need to plan every.
Yeah, so I need
every
to
bit
plan
of
when
this
I'm
out.
going into my
Exactly.
confinement. When am I coming out?
Yeah.
When do I start working again?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Do you feel like there are certain things you've had to like give up since becoming a mom? And are you happy with those things that you've had to give up? Like you hear a lot of people saying like, oh, I had to like give up a lot of friendships that weren't serving me any purpose because like I just don't have the time to be friends with every single person anymore or whatever it may be, right?
Maybe.
Just an
But I think it's
example.
just when you hit 30s, you kind of like lose friends.
That's so
It's not
true.
like
That's
right?
also
It's
true.
just like your
100%
your frontal lobe is just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just not talking to
Yeah.
them
You just
anymore.
can't be so social
Yeah.
anymore, basically.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there's anything else that you had to give up or really change in your life?
I think giving out like a lot like going out at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like change with sleep.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Do you
But also
miss
I
it?
think it's I I think I had it good.
Yeah.
So I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
In your
It's
Chuck
like
days are
my
over.
20s, I had a lot of fun, and I don't need to keep reliving that.
Yeah.
Because I'm into my 30s now. I have like new experiences.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your identity has changed now that you've become a mom, or like at least your outward persona, or even internally? Like, do you really feel like mom was just another thing adding to the list of you, or you've really shifted like your priorities and your identity as well?
I think it's just an extra role for me. I'm still doing whatever that I can do.
Yeah.
Because I don't, give up too much, because I have like 20 businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't just give up. But for me, it's a lot like communications with my partners as well. Yeah. I can't just say, I'm going pregnant now and you guys can just do whatever.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I still need to keep in control. I have to be in control with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that you're saying that you've just added mom to like an addition to all of your other roles is, in our opinion, at least, it makes so much sense and has helped you stay very relevant, because it's not like you're exclusively a mom now. Like you haven't become like full mom content.
Yeah.
You're still like a fashion girl, and you're still into your like coffee and matcha businesses, and you're still into different things that to somebody who's not a mom, you're still providing something that makes sense to them and like is relevant to them, which is interesting.
The reason why, because I also don't want people to judge. Moms get judged all the time,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't want that. So I don't put out a lot like how to mom content.
Few things have really stood out to me, like one, team, and I think that is not only for your businesses, but now you're also talking about like being a mom, like you have this village of people that's helping you, and it's okay. I think you need it.
I really, because back then I was really, I won't say I wouldn't want support, but I don't mind not having support.
Right.
I can do a lot of things myself.
Yes, exactly.
But once I had the baby, I felt like, okay, I really need a
More
village
than
to support.
A village,
yeah,
it really
and
does.
I think like I have to learn how to like reach out. Because this is something that I learned. Because I used to like to do things myself.
Of course. I think everybody has that like stubborn independentness that it's like,
Yeah,
I can do it. I don't need your help.
I mean, I think that is also what makes certain founders like successful, right? Because you are willing to do things yourself and like, be scrappy and like pick things up when you need to. Two last questions, I think.
So since this is a Moom podcast and we are talking about wellness, what would you say today, and this can be just for this year, is your one non-negotiable wellness practice every single day?
Put on SPF.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
If you want skin like this.
Sunscreen is very important, guys. That's why we name it very important sunscreen. Just to remind you that sunscreen is the ultimate.
That's a good easy thing to do every single day.
Yeah. Okay.
And then our very last question, obviously because it's a Moom podcast, is what is your favorite Moom product and why?
Deep-bloat.
Yay.
For real. My whole office love Deep-bloat.
We do know that.
Yes. Because the reason why, because I eat a lot of like very oily stuff.
Yes.
And I get bloated very easily. And Deep-bloat is that product
is that
actually help. Yeah, is that girl.
Deep-bloat is that girl.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For anybody watching, this is literally our first time meeting Jane in person too. But,
yes, I actually met you guys on TikTok a lot. I'm like, I watch your TikTok a lot.
But not our last, hopefully.
Yes.
So, yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.